This is like a Mr. Rogers kind of opening soundtrack.
Hopefully we don't get sued for this on this one.
I mean,
we'll probably just get taken off YouTube.
Yeah, there's no guarantee that we'll never get sued.
That's true. And,
I mean, if we made it, what, 6 years, no lawsuits?
I feel like didn't they pass some new fair use thing on YouTube regarding music?
Did they?
Some guy just won some lawsuit or some shit.
Because it was in the backround or something?
I just saw it on Reddit. I didn't really read the article.
Why are you trusting things on Reddit?
That's true. There's a lot of white power on there.
There's a lot of white power everywhere, dude.
Ugh.
I mean, one time on this podcast, somebody said the N-word. I'm not going to say who. He's in the room.
This is the Darkside Records and Gallery Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Darkside Records and Gallery Podcast. I guess it's just the Darkside Records Podcast now. We're kind of
there's still art over there. There's art.
There's art. Okay.
There's art.
Welcome to the Darkside Records and Gallery.
Also, legally,
I am doing the intro right now.
What?
I'm doing the intro.
Sorry, it's been a while.
Okay. Welcome to the
God,
Darkside.
I'm so rusty at this.
Welcome to the Darkside Records and Gallery Podcast. This, of course, is a podcast about music, vinyl, nerdery, nudity,
all accurate things.
necessity, and
Some
nachos.
necessity. When have we ever had nachos? We should get nachos.
I was just trying to think of N-words that are appropriate for the podcast.
Just dig yourself a hole. Just keep digging.
Of course, brought to you by the good folks here at Darkside Records, located at 611 Dutchess Turnpike in Poughkeepsie, the Hudson Valley's largest brick-and-mortar independent record store.
True.
Here since 2010. We're doing a special edition of the podcast this week.
It's special because Justin's not here.
No, it's special.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that not the...
It's special because you are here.
Oh.
So,
That's true. Yeah.
Justin is away this week. He's off at the
He's in Nolans.
at the Sims Record Store Day boot camp in New Orleans.
Eating fancy French food and
So many
whatever else he's
beignets.
doing. Yeah, it's a lot of beignets.
Oh my
What is a
God.
beignet?
I think it's basically a piece of bread with some sugar on it, based on the picture he
it's
sent.
fried dough?
I don't actually know.
He
No.
went to New Orleans just to eat fried dough.
No, you take a loaf of white bread, you slice it, and then you take it one slice, you sprinkle some powdered sugar on it, and you shove it in your mouth.
So it's an experiential thing. Okay. Guess Katrina didn't get the beignets.
But since JJ is there, we wanted to get you out a podcast this month. We were away last month, and weren't able to get you out a podcast. We were doing a lot of shit.
That's true.
It's just, things happen here. There's so many things going on that we're trying to do for you guys. Last month, in fact, we had the Darkside Bazaar.
That's right. Yeah, the bazaar.
Our outdoor flea market, which basically sucked up all of our time.
Yeah.
And,
what else did I miss?
You missed
I was here for Patch Adam. That was like last week.
Patch Adam. Yeah, that was a good one. That's basically it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to get something out for you guys, a special edition of this podcast.
And you got a special interview on this podcast, don't you?
That's correct. A little while ago, we recorded an interview with the band We Take the Night. We're going to play that at the end of this podcast. Yeah, this one is going to be a little shorty. This is just kind of to tide you over until next month. We'll be back with our regular podcast.
It's like the oral you get when she's on her period.
The what?
Oral set.
I think you said oil.
I mean,
It's the oil you get when she's on her period.
I don't.
We should probably move on.
I don't know what you're into.
Not the best.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
Not the best analogy for this podcast.
It's like a ton of crude oil.
But while JJ is away, Berto is here.
Hey guys.
Those two things I don't think are mutually exclusive, but
Not really.
But you're here.
I am here.
Berto's here. You haven't been around for the last couple potters.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, there was like there was a Dorkside coup d'etat.
That's right.
While I was out of the country.
So that's
all about Twin Peaks.
So that's what this is.
Funny story. I don't know if you heard this.
I like stories.
I read an article. And I haven't been watching the new Twin Peaks yet. So I was reading an article that said a few weeks ago, the Twin Peaks is on Stars, right? Or Showtime. The German arm of Showtime, responsible for programming in Germany, accidentally aired. They aired a later episode.
They aired the next one. It was supposed to be
Okay.
episode 13, and they showed episode 14.
Okay, but I heard that outcry was minimal because no one knows what's going on anyway, so there were no actual spoilers.
That's kind of see, Twin Peaks is an acquired taste. If you listen to the episode of Dorkside that you weren't on, I'm assuming you didn't.
I listen to clips. Actually, I saw that you did it, and I threw my phone. I'm like, oh, no. How could they?
Twin Peaks is kind of an acquired taste.
It is. It can
and
be.
his whole thing is it's
David Lynch in general is an acquired taste.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this season is especially like, you're correct. There's no spoilers because these things like they develop.
Because nothing happens.
No. They develop at a very strange pace. You could say nothing happens
Slowly.
if you want to. Yeah.
Slowly.
Look, it's not for everybody. All right.
Slow is a pace.
Slow is technically a pace.
That's right.
We're a little bit past the halfway point in the year. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to get the staff together and talk about our halfway picks, but I'll settle for just you and I.
Can you insert a cricket noise here?
And since it's just you and I...
Like one of our staff jumped ship and moved to the UK.
That's right.
With Will. How is Will, by the way? Have you heard from him lately?
He hasn't been on the podcast, strangely enough. He's been focusing on...
Life with Becca?
Becca moving in with him. Yeah, he's been really stressed out about.
So she moves into one room and he runs into the next room, and he can't get on the phone as easily.
I'll get him on the line next podcast.
Okay,
I'll make sure he makes.
I'm glad to hear that.
But so what I thought we'd do is let's do a quick nerdy recap.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're basically taking Darkside over with Dorkside.
True.
So I figured what might be fun is for us to talk about some soundtracks. We'll keep it in the music world. But let's talk about some...
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got too excited.
I
got too excited.
Okay.
That was mine.
Is that an orgasm noise?
No.
So, it's August. It's 2017. Tell me about some soundtracks that have come out. Tell me good things. Tell some our
good
listeners.
Things. I mean, there's been a lot, and especially like in the last really 2 years, the soundtrack thing's been catching on a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple factors, like a lot of like Mondo, Deathwaltz, Waxwork do like the exclusives, like really nice packages and stuff like that.
And we get those, correct?
We do get those. Yep, we are an official Mondo retailer.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a whole little section over there for Mondo and Deathwaltz stuff. But I want to say like the synth stuff's been becoming popular, especially ever since season 1 of Stranger Things came out. That was a big driver for the band Survive, particularly. We got season 2 coming out. They're already teasing, the score for season 2 and stuff like that. I don't think there's any release date on that yet, but there's teasers.
You can, however, reserve a copy on our website.
You can absolutely reserve a copy.
Go to darksiderecords.com, click the Reserve Upcoming New Releases tab, and just fill it out. And when it does come out, we'll hold it for you, call you as soon as it's here, and if it's a cool exclusive one, we'll keep that one.
You can reserve it. So anyway, there's been a lot of different labels popping up now too. So you've got a label called Data Discs, which has been around for a little while. They do like strictly video game soundtracks, like old Sega, Nintendo soundtracks. Some of them are definitely an acquired taste. Some of them are pretty cool. You might recall a few weeks ago when someone sold us a box set of the Street Fighter II soundtrack. Every single version of Street Fighter II that was ever released. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of that.
Mm-hmm. I will say that was a fun day because we spent most of it
guessing whose theme it was.
Exactly, and customers in the store going, "Oh, who is this? Is this
Liu Kang? Wrong series.
God, get your franchises right. Amateurs.
I know. Then you got... there's a lot of bigger labels that are kind of doing some soundtrack-focused things. So they have little offshoots, because a lot of these music labels are also tied in with like Sony Music and Sony Pictures. So they do have connections within their own film histories and stuff like that. Now, there are a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon. Like, really, do we need an X-Men Days of Future Past colored vinyl? Can't we just forget that film ever happened and move on with our lives?
No, Days of Future Past was...
Oh, no, not Days of Future Past. I'm thinking of Apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
That should be forgotten. Yeah. So some cool ones that are coming. I mean, Mondo and Deathwaltz, I'd say, are probably still the leaders in, like, cool packages. They go out of their way to, like, work with composers, work with directors, get awesome liner notes, new artwork. There's a lot of crossover between the comic industry and the soundtrack stuff. They get, like, Jock to do artwork for some of their things, and some cool names. They just released Atomic Blonde, which is not strictly a score, but it's a really cool kind of 80s mashup of sound. There's some David Bowie on there, some 99 Luftballons, a couple different versions of 99 Luftballons. So by the end of the day, you've got like 333 Luftballons.
Why do you keep saying ballons?
That's how they pronounce it. It's in German.
I
I'm
think
speaking
that's-
German.
I think that's how they pronounce balloons. I think it's just balloons.
Ballons. You don't sprechen Sie Deutsch. I sprechen Sie a little Deutsch.
Oh, was that's my child's birthday party.
Ich sprechen kein Deutsch.
And we had
Bitte schön.
so many balloons. Oh.
It was Dutch? It sounded more Dutch than anything else.
I'll ask Fabian and Melody what the
Okay.
correct pronunciation.
That's good. Good
You want me
plan.
to call them? I can put them on the phone
Okay.
right now.
No, it's fine. Nope. I don't think we need that.
Listeners, are we pronouncing that right? Please indicate in the comment field who pronounced balloons correctly.
Is it balloons?
In German.
Ballons? Ballons?
I feel like you're saying
or-
blonde, like the movie title,
Listen.
but wrong.
No.
More wrong.
You're more wrong.
Okay. I loved Atomic Blonde. I saw it.
I haven't seen it yet,
I
so
saw
I'm
the-
looking forward to it.
It's good. I really enjoyed it.
Nice. I'm excited to see it. So there's a bunch. I'm trying to think of other new Mondo things that have come out recently. Waxwork has released Waxwork Records, another kind of boutique soundtrack label.
Nice.
Just released Creepshow 2, which is the sequel to Creepshow 1.
How do you figure?
Numerically. I figure numerically. I actually have it sitting at home in like a mailer. I haven't opened it yet. But Creepshow 1 was awesome.
The soundtrack or the movie?
Soundtrack and the movie. I mean, it was a classic. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out. They always release different variants that you can buy either through the website or through retailers like us. They do have a subscription program for Waxwork still. So at the beginning of each year, you can sign up and you get subscriber exclusive variants, which I have.
It doesn't really help our store, though.
I'm a fucking
really,
nerd.
You
Just what?
bury in the store. You
Listen,
just gotta,
I'm not burying the store. It's not my fault. We're not cool enough to have subscriber
That's
limited.
burying it more. I'm pretty
What?
sure.
You listen.
Well, I actually bought my first 3 soundtracks I've ever bought this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one of them is the Melvins thing.
What?
I know you're talking about that. I know you're including that. It's a
Oh,
know.
you're talking about the Melvins.
the new Melvins record.
Love and Death?
Yeah.
No, I was not including
Oh.
that, but I guess I bought my first 4 soundtracks
Okay.
this year.
I'm sorry. Go on.
Actually, now I'm thinking. I think I bought 5. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I bought the first one I've ever bought intentionally.
Are we talking soundtracks or scores?
Fight Club.
Good
Was
one.
the first one.
Dust
It was
Brothers.
a great Mondo
Yeah.
press. We
Yeah,
had
yeah.
to physically tear open the jacket to get to it,
Yep. I love how I think on the little tab it says something like a little bit of pain.
or destroy something beautiful.
Destroy something beautiful.
Like that.
Because you can't have a mint copy of it if you ever want to listen to it.
I know, and I love that soundtrack.
So naturally, I purchased 2.
As did I.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I got that. I got the Baby Driver soundtrack.
I haven't listened to that yet.
You should listen to it and go see it.
I hear it. Yeah, you told me it's good.
Great movie.
And by the time I've found time, like I was already out of theaters.
Okay, you let me know when you want to go.
Okay.
I'll go.
Is that South Hills yet?
Probably.
Okay.
But I would rate, by the way, Baby Driver, Galleria.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bought the Fifth Element soundtrack.
Yep.
Because I am just a huge Fifth Element super nerd.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did see Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets.
How was that? I heard mixed things.
Did not enjoy.
Okay.
Did not. I was hoping for a recreation of
Ready
the
for
magic of Fifth
Element.
Element. It was not the
That's
same.
kind of the vibe I got from the trailers. Like, I don't know.
I did enjoy Cara Delevingne.
Okay.
I did enjoy her in this.
Okay.
Like, she played her character very well.
Mila Jovovich wasn't in it?
She was not in it.
Oh, that's
not in
unfortunate.
it, sadly. No.
That's too bad.
I also bought the Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight soundtrack,
Oh, yeah.
which came out earlier this year.
Yep.
And that actually is one that I try not to complain a lot, especially on this podcast, but I try not to complain a lot. But this was one that
See, I have the opposite approach to podcasting.
it's good. We could do good,
Yeah,
good
yeah,
cop,
yeah.
bad cop. And the reason I didn't like it as much is because I felt like it might have just been a cash grab. Like, I felt like it was not mastered for vinyl. I felt like they took the CD master and put that around in vinyl. I felt like when I was playing it, it did not sound good. And
Yeah.
I worried about it.
That every once in a while, I mean, again, like with the popularity of the genre,
Yep.
you get some titles that aren't up to the standards of other stuff.
Exactly. Like they rushed it through quick, or somebody did it who didn't understand
Right.
vinyl mastering or whatever it was. I know it was only a CD when it first came out. This was at kind of the low point for vinyl production
Right.
in the United States. And so when I had it as a kid, it was only a CD.
Yeah.
So this is, to my understanding, it's the first time it was ever pressed on vinyl. So there's some variables. I'm not sure why it happened, but it was one that I was a little bit disappointed.
It's bound to happen every once in a while.
Yep. And my last one,
Oh yeah, I forgot you had 5.
Bob's Burgers.
Okay, that's
Also
a fun
the
one.
Also the first box set I ever bought.
Really? Ever?
Yeah,
Like
ever,
of anything?
Ever. Never bought a box set before.
You didn't buy the Tomahawk box set?
That doesn't count. Yes, I bought the Tomahawk. Okay, it's the...
You didn't buy, it wouldn't like Senile Animal 4LP? That's kind of like
that's a
there's
4LP.
no box.
That's not
Is
a box,
that
yeah. Oh, I guess actually, yeah. I bought the Phantomos box set as well. I bought the Tomahawk box set. I bought a Deftones box set. And I bought... So...
You can't see me, listeners, but I'm waving 3 fingers mockingly at John Bryan, who's making outrageous, untrue claims.
Try Glazer.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
What?
Our German audience
Maybe spreading
loved
false
that
news.
joke. Loved that joke.
Ich spreche kein Deutsch.
So what's a cool soundtrack that's coming out?
I just pre-ordered something. I can't remember what it was. Oh, it's a couple. The Mondo, every year they celebrate the Alien anniversary, the films. So last year they released Aliens, a score. They had Prometheus on vinyl. Now they're finally releasing Alien, the first film, vinyl soundtrack, and an expanded edition. Basically, what they're good at is kind of finding like old cues and tracks that weren't on the original studio releases of these soundtracks, whether they're released on CD or early vinyl. So it's like a double disc, lots of extra cues and sounds. Some of them I'm not even sure are in the movie. So it'll be interesting to see, like, oh, I recognize that. No, you don't.
Okay.
You've never heard it. So that's kind of cool. Oh, a movie I have to see that I'm looking forward to. The soundtrack was one of my top picks a couple of years ago with the same director. The woman who did A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which was I might be getting the Middle Eastern country wrong. I believe it was an Iranian vampire film, is doing a movie called The Bad Batch, which is her follow-up film. And that soundtrack was available for pre-order currently. We will have it here in the store when it's released. If you want any cool variants, you can go online, because we're not allowed to have those. Just cut that out. See, when Justin's not here, I just dig ourselves some holes.
Iranian is correct.
Aha. Yes. Moving on. Don't give me that look. Don't you give me that judgy face. One thing that's with the popularity surge of soundtracks.
Surge is a strong word.
Fuck you. I'll surge you. Composers have been starting to tour a bit more and play some live shows. So last year, around this time, I saw John Carpenter in New York City for his first ever tour that he's ever done. Like, he's in his 70s.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And he's a very famous American horror director, composer. It was really cool. Like, it was just a room full of nerds. There was him and his band, a smoke machine, his synthesizer, and he just showed clips from his films, behind him. So this October, Halloween night to be exact, I will be going to see Fabio Fritz, who...
Oh, Fabio Fritz.
Those are Frizzy. I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know. I don't know it now. I don't know Italian. Fritalian.
It's pronounced fries.
Oh, that sounds right.
French fries.
Anyways, Fabio, who is a famous Italian composer, did a lot of classic horror scores, City of the Living Dead, The Beyond. He's touring in North America. Halloween night, I'll be seeing him live at Proctor's Theater in Schenectady. Cool. Some home turf for me. Really excited. He's playing the score to The Beyond in its entirety.
I'm sorry, The Beyond?
Beyond.
The Beyond?
Yeah. Now it stars Beyonce.
Yeah. That's all I needed to hear.
The Beyond in its entirety. For $50, you can get VIP tickets, which includes access to the sound check and a meet and greet.
Okay.
So I'm going to have an erection all Halloween this year.
Oh, God. I am not standing anywhere in front of you.
No, it's unavoidable.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Also, John Carpenter's touring again. He'll be back in New York City in November. I bought you tickets.
Oh, good.
You can go by yourself.
Okay.
We're not seated near each other. I just want you to be surrounded by the magic.
So I can't, like, sass you through the whole performance?
That's right. You sass someone else.
Okay.
You sit there and you watch that 75-year-old man play the synthesizer. It's magical.
Look, no judging here.
Listen, when
Except
he
maybe
plays
you a little bit.
when he plays the opening theme to They Live and the band all whips out their Ray-Ban sunglasses, oh yeah, there's chills.
A tear for Roddy Piper.
Yeah, exactly.
From everyone in the audience.
Exactly.
Tribute to Roddy.
Mm-hmm.
Girk loves that joke too. Girk. He appreciates that one. Yeah,
He's
I know.
pretending we're not here.
That's fine. Okay, well those sound cool.
So it's obviously Halloween's coming, so it's a good high season for me and my horror soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one time a year when I don't feel like a complete retard in the store. I'm sorry, that's retard. Sorry, my pronunciation was off.
That's how the downvotes come in right there.
No one's who's given us a downvote.
So if you have something you're looking for, I mean you, the listener, not you, Roberto. I guess you, Roberto. If you have something you're looking for, do head over to our site, darksiderecords.com. There is a reserve button. Type in what you're looking for. If we can get it, we will.
True.
Whenever it comes out, we'll hold a copy for you, and we'll let you know that we got it.
If you have any soundtrack-specific questions, ask someone here, and they will generally relay them to me. Why are you holding this, by the way?
Well, I was holding Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 because I was we could have talked about this as well, but I mean, you went a good direction talking about horror movie things. We also have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 on
Talk
vinyl.
about a horror movie.
We don't.
It wasn't that bad, actually.
Yeah, I don't know why you're being negative.
Fun. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I think they tried to do too much. There was a lot. Okay, so his father's supposed to be like a god in a planet.
He was Ego, first of all.
Ego.
Classic
Fine.
Marvel Comics
Yes,
celestial
he
character.
Is. Ego. A celestial. He's a heavy hitter, right? He's a heavy hitter.
Actually, the Celestials specifically were a race of characters who are quasi-immortals in the Marvel. Ego was he's more in the celestial world because he is a
like a
living
demigod.
planet.
He's like a Hercules versus a Zeus.
It's a little strong worded. It's inflating his
okay.
ego.
True or false? He's a
bit.
heavy hitter.
Yes.
Okay. Thanos level heavy hitter?
He's not as mobile.
Because I feel
He's
like
a planet.
True, but he managed to come to Earth to fuck the guy's mother, Chris Pratt's mother.
In the MCU, correct.
Right. So he's a heavy hitter. And I feel like Thanos is being kind of bumped up in the Marvel the cinematic universe a bit. Like they're making him out to be this big horrible thing. I mean, they wrapped up Ego pretty efficiently in one film. Mm-hmm. You're telling me I need to wait 10 years to get Thanos?
Well, you're going to meet him
wrapped and packed Ego up about 45 minutes.
Well, Thanos will
Figured out he had the little Death Star button. Good to go.
In theory, Thanos will have the Infinity Gauntlet, so it will be
True.
more formidable of an opponent.
True. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a fun film.
Yeah.
But I think there were a lot of like forced heartfelt moments there.
I loved the heartfelt moments.
Yeah, but there were a lot of
the
them.
Ravager funeral.
The Ravager funeral. Okay, yeah. Stallone cameo, great.
Yeah.
But do you need all the heartfelt? I mean, they could have cut some.
Chris Pratt said that it helped him deal with the death of his father. Which is really what I felt the movie was trying to do. Was trying to be like, look, let's give kids who are going through some shit a little therapy without letting them know they're getting some therapy. Let's help them work through some emotions.
I mean, maybe.
So, well done, James Gunn. I applaud you.
Yeah, fine.
Gets into our cold black hearts and pulls that little string out just to tug on it.
He pulled it out, but then by the end of the film, I was like, oh, come on.
Not me. When he played that Cat Stevens at the end.
Is it on the soundtrack?
It is on the soundtrack. It is the last song, Father and Son by Cat Stevens.
Oh, nice.
Soundtrack, I thought
Especially this is a record that'll make JJ cry.
He'd be crying right now if he was on this
Probably.
podcast. He's crying right now listening
He
to
probably
it
said
at
that
home.
Sturgill Simpson isn't on the soundtrack.
I did enjoy the song selections on this one. Volume 2.
Mm-hmm. They're fun.
The songs on Volume 1 were so integral to the movie and so integral to everything about the marketing and everything. I was really worried that they were going to be able to recreate that on the second one. I did enjoy the second one a lot.
It was good.
Song choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here is, we did an interview about 2 months ago with the band We Take the Night. They were performing here in store. They went on tour, and here's the full uncensored version of the interview with We Take the Night. Hey, so I have a special treat for y'all this month. I don't know why I said y'all, so country western. But I have with me here the band We Take the Night.
Hey guys, what's going on?
I'll let you introduce yourselves. Just why don't you go around and say your names, and then we'll do some other bullshit.
Right on. I'm Robbie.
I'm Matt,
Colin.
guitar.
I'm Tom.
Hey, you should probably say what you do as well. That makes sense.
I'm Robbie, and I play guitar.
I'm Colin. I play the drums.
I play bass. I'm Tom. I also do other things, but
And I'm Matt, mainly guitar.
Mainly guitar.
Yeah, a little bit of vocals, fill-ins, things like that.
And we want to give a shout out to both our lead vocalist Mike Doyle. He's in the hospital right now. Get well soon, buddy.
Ooh.
Get ready before tour. And also a special shout out to our original clean vocalist Alyssa, who was going to join us on the tour as her farewell, but she unfortunately can't. So she already did her farewell show. But we want to thank her for all of her work she did on our album.
That's cool. What's your boy in the hospital for?
Gum infection. And then it turned into diarrhea. It's very weird. I don't know how that worked, but
Yeah, I don't understand.
kind of a strange jump from your jaw to your ass. But
Yeah, and especially that it's so extreme that you have to go to the hospital for it. That sounds intense.
Let's just say he goes
That's Doyle.
ass to mouth or mouth to ass.
That's why you never go ass to mouth. You see?
Clerks 2 all over again.
They were so wise for so many reasons that they didn't even know.
Yeah, it's true.
Just like us, fart suckers. Cool. So why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about your band?
So we have been a band now for approximately 7 years. We are currently in our process of recording our third album. Technically, it'll be our first full length. Our sound is basically a mix of post-hardcore, rock, punk, progressive metal. We mix a lot of different stuff, metalcore. And so basically on this next album we're releasing, we're hoping to expand our horizons with our sound. We're evolving, but at the same time we're still sticking to our roots. And like for instance, we're re-recording one of our songs right now from our original 2010 demo, redoing it in the way metal music is played modern. So we modernized it. So we're pretty excited about that.
Cool. Mm-hmm. And so I heard you say that you had a clean vocalist that was Alyssa.
Yes.
A woman.
Yep.
And now you have a new gum-infected, also clean vocalist who's a guy?
Guy has always been screamer, girl was always singer. So Doyle, screamer, Alyssa, singer. So we've always had 6 members.
Okay.
2 lead vocalists always. That's
Cool.
another trademark for our band.
You've been a band for 8 years.
Yeah, almost.
Cool. You guys came in, we first met because you dropped off an album.
Yeah,
which
that's
I
right.
assume is your most recent one.
Yes.
What have you guys put out so far?
So from that album, we have basically, we're in the process of recording or at this point editing music video for our song Bottoms Up Part 2. And we've also released Passengers with you guys, and we are also in the process of getting a YouTube video, which is going to be a lyric video for our song. Either we're going to do that one for Passengers or Hometown Heroes.
Cool. Do you have older stuff that's out? Do you have multiple albums, or is this...
We have basically a 2010 demo, which has 4 songs, and then our most recent album that we gave you guys from 2016, that's our EP, which has 7 songs, and then our first full length will be out this fall, and
Cool.
that'll have at least 10 songs.
A 6-year break in between records.
3. We took a 3-year break. So basically, we were active 2010, 2011. First month of 2012, we took a break, and then from that break, we didn't come back until 2015, and we've been going strong since.
Gotcha. Cool. I heard you mention you're going on a tour.
Yes, we're going on our first tour ever. Me as a just as a musician, it's my second tour ever. I know Tom has been on 5 tours.
yeah, it was about 5 at this point.
But for a lot of the members, it's their first tour ever, so we're very excited about that. We reached that level finally. We're going down the East Coast. We'll be hitting multiple New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, South Carolina, and Florida dates.
Damn. That's a big spread.
Yeah.
Cool. That's ambitious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the way to do it. Cool. Okay. Well, what are you excited for? Is there anything cool on the tour? Any notable dates?
For sure. We're actually we're calling this tourcation. So we're actually going on vacation while we're on tour. So we're going to take off days. Like for instance, we'll be going to the Connecticut Warped Tour Day as a day off to relax after our Connecticut show. We'll be going to probably Asbury Park in New Jersey on our off time to have more vacation time. Then we'll be spending time in Myrtle Beach, vacation time. In our grand finale, our boss battle, if you will, is Universal Studios. We'll be getting some fun footage of us having fun there for our next music videos.
I just went there maybe 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
And I went only because I am a lifelong Simpsons fan and had to go to Springfield.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a 3D ride, right?
It is a 3D ride, correct. Well, they actually have now a whole town of
Yeah, I think
Springfield that is
a
built.
small town there. You can actually get a quickie, like what are they?
Oh, from
A squishy.
A
From,
squishy.
You,
machine,
you
yes.
can get a squishy. You can get a Duff at Moe's Tavern.
Yep.
You can get a Flaming Moe.
Yeah.
That's sick.
For Simpsons fans, I speak on behalf of Simpsons fans. It's like our mecca.
that's
You know.
that's wild.
It was worth every single penny that I paid because I didn't go to anything else. I didn't go on a single other ride
No.
or other area of the park. I went straight to Simpsons, hung out there, had a beer,
You had a Duff.
and basically split. Yeah,
Right
Yeah, I had
on.
I had a Duff. I had a Duff and a Flaming Moe. And sadly, like I don't eat meat, but I went to the Krusty Burger.
Ooh.
Debated breaking vegetarian
You should have.
just because it was a.
When
Yeah.
in Rome.
You raise a fair point. It's a fair
You
point.
have
Yeah.
to. That's the one time you gotta break that.
The shits would have been worth it.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
would have been, because then you would have been like, this is what Homer gets out every morning.
Donuts.
Okay, so you said that you have a new record that you're mixing. It's going to be coming out. Do you have a target date for that?
We're aiming for Halloween 2017. We will keep everybody
Okay.
posted on that.
Okay, cool. Where can people find you?
You could find us at you can find our Facebook at facebook.com/official We Take the Night. We're currently in a war with an Australian band who's trying to take our name right now, but
cool.
they're behind on the war. Anyway, you could also find us
Remember, you're like 7 hours ahead of them.
I know.
So
Yeah.
whatever
Oh, yeah.
you do, like they'll
They're
never be before you.
No matter what we do, we'll
Yeah.
always be ahead of them.
Curse
Just
us.
one step ahead.
Oh, they got us again.
Because they seem to be doing more than we are this week.
Son of a bitch. sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. You could also find us on Instagram at We Take the Night. Luckily, we beat them to that domain. You could also find us at Twitter at We Take the Night, and you could also find us on Snapchat at We Take the Night.
Cool.
Oh, actually, can we add like our tour dates?
Yeah, you should
Like,
definitely add your tour dates.
Yeah, we should mention like each and every day.
that's it.
Yeah, good point.
All right, so why don't you?
Technically speaking, we're still in the middle of the show, so we could just drop them
We
now.
can edit. So.
You should feel free to throw in Australian tour dates as well.
Yes, we
Whatever they're doing, feel free to.
Yeah,
to
we
throw
need
those
like
in.
we need the what was
emphasize
it,
no Australian. We take the night.
what is it, like, it's like a-
Boycott.
Yeah, send them hate mail.
No.
You can't do that in the radio.
I do not promote that. That's on them. Okay, yeah. If you have dates, yeah, tell me your dates. What do you got?
had to have Prince playing in the background, didn't you?
My bad. So is this part of your tour, the show that you just played
This is like
at Darkside
pre-tour.
Records?
This is our kickoff party before our kickoff party.
This
This is the
Dude,
pregame.
the pre-party is always the best party. I guess actually the post-party is probably the best party.
Yeah.
But this is the one everybody remembers.
Yeah, the pre-party is the pre-party is a good party.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
so you got dates?
Yeah, we do.
Go.
Playing right now, Darkside Records, Arlington, New York. Then we got July 7th, kickoff party. It's in Marlboro, New York. Message us for an address. BYOB, by the way. Then we got Cook's Cafe, Naugatuck, Connecticut. And then we got our day off in Warped Tour. We hope to see you there, too.
Hartford, Connecticut, Warped Tour. We will be there. If you guys are there, come say hi to us. We might even give you some free stuff.
Then, after that, we're going to be back here in Poughkeepsie at My Place Pizza. Then after that,
That's July
10th.
July 10th.
July 10th. Sorry, I missed that. Then July 11th, we'll be at the platform in Beacon.
Really?
Really, yeah.
That's cool. That's where I live.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no way.
Yeah.
It's really far from our last show. Then we have our friends party in Connecticut. I'm sorry, not Connecticut. Pennsylvania, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Again, ask for the address, BYOB. That's going to be on the 12th. Then we got the Championship Bar and Grill in Trenton, New Jersey on the 13th. Then after that, we're heading right to Myrtle Beach. Then
By the way, we're getting updates on the Myrtle Beach show. We're going to add that to our flyer tomorrow. We're just waiting for the final A-OK.
Yep, so stay posted on our Facebook or Instagram, any other social media. Then after that, we got our other friend's party in Orlando, Florida. His name's...
That's the after party. First, we're playing at John's BBQ in Florida.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that.
You have a date for that?
July, what's the stand on the flyer?
15th. So we're playing 2 shows that day. I didn't even know.
And then our final boss day, boss battle of the final level of our video game.
Yeah, if you're in the area, hang out. We're going to be at Universal Studios July 16th.
Woo!
That's the boss battle?
That's the boss battle. The Hulk roller coaster is the boss battle.
Cool. Do you guys have do you have like a big Florida following, or is this your first time going down there?
Not only is our first time going down there, but a lot of our friends from this area moved down to Florida after high school. So we're actually reuniting with a lot of them. And Tom's parents moved down to Florida last summer, for instance, as well.
My
So
sister's down there too.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
So good. So you have places to stay.
Yeah.
right on.
Good. And free meals. Families always give you free meals on tour.
Showers.
And showers. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that RV is gonna be all of us taking showers in that RV. That's gonna be brutal.
Oh, God.
Mark.
Especially with Doyle.
Oh no, Doyle.
We're going to smell like a band, so...
So you have a vehicle that you're taking on tour.
Yep, we are renting a 30-foot RV. And we recommend any band who can't afford their own van do what we did and rent a vehicle. Don't be ashamed of it. Who cares if it says whatever? Just do it, get it done, and we want to promote more local bands going on tours.
Yep.
True.
We're
True.
just a couple of guys with a dream. That's it.
Basically.
I feel you, man. Cool. Shit, I had a question and it just fucking slipped out of my brain. So tell me a good band story. Tell me a funny, tell me, your grossest. Every band's got like a shit story. Every band's got like a puking story.
Yep, that's
Speaking of Doyle. It's Doyle.
Might be why he's in the hospital.
Oh,
on
that's
command.
gross. Okay.
Just my guess.
Possible that he may have just destroyed his gums because of that.
Yeah.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Without he drinks
Matt, you got
he drinks
this.
a lot of
You
Everclear.
definitely, you're good with remembering the funny
I mean,
stories.
didn't he throw up on command last practice?
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know why. I was just something I thought of. I was like, oh, it makes me sick. And then I was out of nowhere. I was just like, you won't throw up, and he just did out of nowhere. And then, but he's like, honestly, when I throw up, it's the end of the world. Like if you ever see me, like I'm probably dying. But him, it's just
He threw up and he was like, all right, let's practice.
Yeah, he was like-
and start screaming.
He was kind of like that
Takes a
wrestler
sip of
back
beer.
in like the early 2000s, Draws, who could like vomit on command.
Uh-huh.
How weird was that though? There was actually a wrestler who called himself Puke for like 2 years.
Because he puked.
Yeah,
And then he got paralyzed in a match.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, that's gross.
yeah, that was just like the most recent.
It all started like in our original band in 2009. We started playing this thing called the Puking game, which followed by the next year.
I hate this game.
And literally, it was stupid. It was like in our
just
original
joined the
drummer
band,
Mark
so.
and Doyle and I, after one of our original We Take the Night practices, we just went ham. Matt, I think Matt was just like, "Hey Doyle,
Oh.
puke," just for the hell of.
You know what it was? I made hot dogs
Oh,
that
yeah.
day. I guess I didn't cook them all the way or something like that. And then my dog tried to eat it too, and I
Your
almost
dog
lost
tried to eat it.
Well, all
Yeah,
three of us.
The puke,
yeah,
not the hot dog.
It was like a chain
Well, I guess
reaction.
technically.
Yeah.
It's first it was, and then everyone was
I mean, at
just
that point,
getting
it's wet
sick
food.
watching.
Holy shit! So you acted out in real life the scene from Stand By Me. Have you seen that movie? There's a scene in
ironic.
Stand By Me where this kid goes to get revenge on this other kid from his town who used to beat him up, and he's in a pie eating contest. So what he does is he takes a bunch of Ipecac, so he throws up while eating the pies. So then the guy next to him throws up, and then the guy next to him throws up, and then everyone starts throwing up, and then the whole town is throwing up.
Oh my god.
So holy shit, that works in real life. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
It's like the worst kind of domino effect you could be a part
Yeah,
of.
seriously. It is the worst waterfall you're ever going to be a part of.
Luckily, Snapchat's got that new feature where you could make videos in reverse. So
Yep.
Everything you're saying is making it worse, I think.
If only we could actually make that into a sport, like synchronized vomiting.
I think you figured out your music videos. Your first music video.
Just gotta blur it out, right?
No, come on.
Oh,
No one
really?
cares anymore.
Oh,
Just,
wow.
like, there's no television syndication, like, you just make things and you put them on the internet.
Exactly.
There was a band, I want to say they were King 810. Have you heard of this band?
Nope.
They're,
So, yeah.
they're like a moshcore band from LA, but their whole thing is they come out on stage with like dudes holding actual AK-47s, and they stand on stage and anyway, they put out
That's a way of doing
a music video that was premiered on Pornhub, and the video was basically just people fucking. It was just a porno.
Why did I
while
announce
they
that I
played
knew
their
that?
song.
Sorry. I was like,
So-
yes, of course.
I must have missed it.
Look, I mean, kudos for viral marketing. Okay,
course.
kudos for, and I'm sure like every band at some point has been like, let's just make a porno video for a video, man. Let's just do it.
After
Didn't the
seeing
blood-
Marilyn Manson's.
Yeah, exactly.
Didn't Bloodhound Gang do that somewhere back in the past?
I don't know,
I
but
think they did. I think it was for Chasey Lane or something like that.
because I've never seen a video that was just literally like. No frills, just a straight porno.
yeah.
No band playing in the background. No like montage of slow-mo guitar playing. It's just a camera and people having sex,
Just
and that's it. That's it. Just
whole
while the
time.
song plays in the background, and that's it.
Just go with the music. That would be something.
I only got about 40 seconds into the video, so I can't actually verify. Hey.
It can work though, because I've watched like twerking videos where it's girls twerking to gent music, and it's like the booty popping with like the gent riff, like bancha bancha, like some Meshuggah stuff.
Well, there's a Mastodon video that I really like. That is, it was for something off Once More Around the Sun, but it was like this video where they start off like making fun of metal videos, and it's like dudes and in like elaborate like rusty crowns with trees, and then like just girls kind of walk out and start twerking behind them, and then they kind of like look confused, and then it turns into this twerk off where all the women start twerking, and it has one of my favorite things I've ever seen in a music video where, like this like bay door opens and all of a sudden all the girls, like fold their arms and kind of look, and it's like the one like master twerker like suddenly appears.
Nicki Minaj.
And it's the scene where like she like starts twerking and it goes like into slow-mo, into this psychedelic, like where it just goes into crazy colors and butts everywhere, just moving in these like spirals.
What was
I
And
have to see this.
it's
Mastodon are really
just Google
geniuses.
Mastodon butts, and
right.
I'm sure
Mastodon
just Google Mastodon. You'll see it. You'll see
Another
it.
good song,
Geniuses.
Bubble Butts, just like that.
Bubble butts. Bubble butts.
Yeah, I love the video to that.
I didn't
Say
even know
it's
there was
just
a
like
video.
that. You gotta watch it when you go home. Right now. First thing you do.
I'm gonna watch it here. You're kidding?
Yeah, just play it on the
They think
speakers
it's
here.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
probably want to
I
watch it in
think
private.
they have problems.
Oh. Like the King A10 video,
Yep,
correct?
yep.
Yeah. That actually, I think, the best part about the King A10 video is it gave a million dudes a chance to, when their girlfriends go through their browser history, to be like, "Hey, why were you on Pornhub?" And they could be like, "Looking at the King A10 video, bro. Come on, what's the deal?" I like that they're secretly ashamed. That's in my story. They're like, "I would never look at a porno, honey. You're the only woman." And like, come on.
You rather I cheat on you? Like what?
No, I would never. What? Their voice gets all high pitched. What do you mean?
Fake outrage voice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's how you can tell when they're lying. What do you mean?
You're kidding me. That's not true at all.
See, exactly.
I get more Scottish the more outraged I become.
I like this. Usually, it's the more drunk is usually when it starts
That
coming out
too.
more.
If I have whiskey around me at all, I can't filter my
Good.
voice anymore, and it just divulges back to how I sounded like when I was a small child growing up in Scotland.
Cool. So you're from Scotland.
Yep.
What are you doing here?
Long story.
Long story.
Look.
Amazing results.
Amazing results.
Long story, amazing results, but a horrible ending. So.
Okay.
That's Scottish Tom for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I don't know. You tell me. You have any questions? Anything you want to, or anything you want to have me make sure I include in this?
Hey, what are you doing later on tonight?
That's not tonight.
Pornhub.
Bubble
Pornhub.
Butt.
Bubble butt.
Yeah. On loop.
Yeah, no. Basically, I think we got all the bases covered. This was an awesome experience. This is so fun. Yeah, no, and we're so excited for tour. Once again, if you're free any of the dates, please come out. This is our next big thing, and we have more on the way. If this tour's successful, we might even do it again in August before we all have to start going back into the busy fall schedules.
Indeed.
Maybe West Coast this time.
Maybe West Coast this time.
Sweet.
We might have to actually FedEx ourselves halfway there and then just go the rest of it.
That's the way to do it.
You know,
yeah.
I've been watching videos online of people that actually have been mailing themselves to locations. If you put yourself in a big enough box and make sure you have like water and like snacks, you could possibly do it. But make sure that you put handle with care on the side. They're
Yes.
really just gonna throw you all around in there.
Yeah. It's just like a padded pod.
Yes.
That'd be maybe the most cost-effective tour a band could ever do.
Exactly.
You just ship 5 dudes in like pods to each location.
That's the future.
Seems like a Spinal Tap thing. We actually
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
be woken up in that. Ooh, that actually
Look,
worked.
you want to go viral? You want to go viral on the internet? This is how you do it, right there.
Right on.
It's gotta, we all actually emerge from the stage like it's a scene from Alien.
Oh yeah.
See?
Second best sci-fi franchise after Star Wars. Just saying.
It's Ridley Scott, man.
Ridley Scott's my favorite director. Oh, we were talking about Ridley Scott when I first came here.
David Fincher's my favorite director.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because I remember I heard you talking about Fincher, and I was like, "What are your thoughts on Alien 3?" That was awesome.
My favorite director is Alejandro Jodorowsky, who actually was who actually put the team together that eventually came up with Alien.
Ooh.
As he
Well,
did for his version of Dune that never actually came out.
Right.
It actually was supposed to have, H.R. Giger was doing a lot of design work for it. Trying to think. Mick Jagger was going to be in it. Salvador Dali was supposed to be going to be in it.
Whoa.
I swear to God, and it was going to be like 4.5 hours.
Whoa.
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles was going to be like Harkonnen. And he was huge at the time, so it was going to work perfectly.
What's his name from Citizen Kane? Wasn't he also in it?
That's Orson
Orson.
Welles.
Yeah.
Yes.
I done goofed.
And let's see. I think Pink Floyd was going to do the music for the Atreides family, and Magma was going to do the music for the Harkonnens.
Why did this not happen?
They ran out of money. There's a whole documentary, and it's amazing.
There is also one major reason. It's because I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, but Jodorowsky wanted to make it a 25-hour movie, and all the studios were like, "Why don't you just make 5 to 10 movies out of this instead of one big one?" And he was just like, "No, it needs to be one movie." So they're like, "Sorry." Because imagine back in the 70s, and they're trying to do this. How much money a 20-hour movie would have costed to film in 1 or 2 years? That would have been wild.
And the funny thing was, all of this happened, then this could have actually happened if it wasn't for, like, this was like 5 years before what's called Star Wars happened.
Yeah.
So if it came out, if they tried to do this after Star Wars, it could have actually worked out. But since no one was really into, like, the big sci-fi film thing, that kind of, like, everyone was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. So they put out these huge books, like about 500 pages of basically the entire movie just painted out into what's it called, little cells. But no one ever made it.
Wow.
And then, like, a little
So
bit...
they got to storyboarding. They even...
Yes.
Right.
And that's
Wow.
the thing. You can read the book as if it was like a comic book, because it was actually, what's it called, storyboarded by Jean Giraud, who was like Mobius.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. As I said, some of the most creative people were involved with this.
Yeah.
And, like, Dan O'Bannon, who originally wrote Alien, was actually supposed to be the special effects supervisor on it. And then they went to Hollywood to try to sell it finally, once they did all the work they could do, where they basically had every little aspect of the film planned out. And then no one went sold it. And then the team got together, and then they made Alien about a few years later.
Well,
Without
look,
Jodorowsky.
I feel like if they can make a Twin Peaks series 25 years after the original one ended, we can make this happen. We can start this right now. We get a petition going.
There's several.
Granted, I guess a lot of people are probably deceased at this point.
Right, yeah. We need. Who would be a good replacement for Orson Welles? We would need, like... Who is, like, the Orson Welles of the 90s? Who is, like, that actor? Because he's probably the same age now. When you think about
It's
John
Chris
Goodman?
Farley, and he's dead, too.
You're right. You're right.
I think John Goodman would actually do a decent job on
Oh,
that.
yeah, I can see that.
No. Who's that guy? Ian McShane or something. He's a British
Sir
actor.
Ian McKellen?
No. Ian McShane.
Yeah, not a right body type. Yeah.
Jump in sci-fi. Who do you guys think Rey is from The Force Awakens, the new Star Wars? Who is Rey? Is Rey just Rey, or is Rey somebody else?
I
Is
think
she?
she's just Rey. I think that's going to be built up to something, and then it's just going to be she's just somebody.
Yeah.
Because if that's not the case, it's really like a big universe with very few important people. It kind of like, if anything, it kind of draws it away from me a little bit. I like the idea of her just being a random person.
I hope she's just like the new chosen one reincarnated, like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Because I don't know, I just feel like that'd be like a whole new world for Star Wars. So it's not just. I know it's supposed to be about the Skywalkers and stuff, but anyway, jumping that tangent, I also wanted to get this in there.
I have a much more important question.
Right on.
In the same universe,
Yeah.
is Mace Windu still alive?
Good question.
yeah.
All right, so Samuel L. Jackson, he's been pitching it to Disney for a while. Like, come on, Mace Windu can't be dead.
I didn't that.
And honestly, I would be for Mace Windu coming back. It's not confirmed yet, but they also didn't deny it. It's like, I think it's one of the options they can go, like what they did with Darth Maul. It took them a few years, then they brought Maul back from the dead for the Clone Wars TV show, which is way after he died in Episode 1.
Really?
So
Yeah, it
we
just popped up.
we do two podcasts here for our show. We do one that's about music, this one,
Right on.
and then we do another one that's called Dorkside. That's
Ooh.
all about just nerdy shit.
Oh.
And the last episode we did was all dedicated to Twin Peaks.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you watch Twin Peaks, if you're into
it's
Twin
one of
Peaks.
my favorites.
But so we had a guest, our friend Dan, who's a Twin Peaks fanatic, and we just kind of talked about the new series, and he raised an interesting thing, which is kind of on a similar note, which is if you're familiar with the movie Fire Walk with Me, which is the prequel to the Twin Peaks series, David Bowie was in it.
Oh yeah, I know.
And he played a character, Philip Jeffries,
Yep.
who, he was on screen for maybe 5 minutes
Yeah,
and disappeared, But so the new series that's on TV currently on Showtime, they referenced his character, which led my friend Dan to say, technically, David Lynch, the director, went and got 2 characters to film scenes for Twin Peaks because they were not doing well and actually passed away shortly after filming their scenes. Log Lady and Albert, who are 2 characters. So
Log Lady's dead?
Log Lady is dead.
Oh my god.
And in fact, when you see her in the series, she's got an oxygen mask on and whatnot. That's her real life
I didn't.
apparatus so she
my
could stay
God.
alive.
Wow.
I met her at a convention like 6 years ago.
Yeah, so she's passed away.
Oh man.
So did the actor who played Albert, who filmed all his scenes and then passed away. Technically, David Bowie passed away after those people. So he was speculating if David Lynch went to the trouble of getting these people in the series, could David Bowie
The thing is,
secretly have filmed scenes and been in the new Twin Peaks?
I think it's
That's
possible
wild.
because I know for a fact David Lynch he films whenever he wants. So basically, I know for a fact that this version of Twin Peaks started being shot like 4 or 5 years ago, but before we even knew it was even going to happen. Because it wasn't Lost Highway. What was it?
Mulholland?
No, before that one, the one right before that.
Blue
one.
Velvet?
No, Inland Empire. Inland
Inland.
Empire was shot entirely on like a camcorder, simply so he didn't have to pay for all the Hollywood stuff. And it's an amazing movie, but it's also really, really David Lynchy weird.
Yeah, correct.
It's nice.
Speaking of David Bowie, I just thought of this. So, have you guys ever hiked at the Overlook in Woodstock?
Yeah.
It's this really awesome, it's like a flat part of the mountain, and you just turn around and you see nothing but valley around you. And apparently that's where David Bowie had some of his ashes scattered because it was his favorite place in the world. Like, I can't believe that he loved Woodstock, moved to Woodstock, and secretly lived here when he wasn't on tour. And I loved hearing all the legends from over the years of, like, David Bowie playing secret shows at the Chance, and I was always like, I want to be invited to one somehow. Do you guys want to quickly talk about, like, the this year's Vans Warped Tour lineup? The bands you're excited to see. Like, there's a bunch of bands this year that I'm really excited to see. I don't know about you guys.
I'm extremely excited to see Gwar. I actually bought a all-white suit to ruin
Good.
with fake blood.
You
I
are
cannot
going
wait.
to see Gwar correctly.
Yes. Like I actually got when I mean pure white suit, I mean it's white. Yes.
Matt and I have been talking about seeing Gwar since we were in middle school, but somehow we missed them every single time they came to the Chance. I don't know how, but we're not Warped Tour, not happening. We are going to see Gwar.
That's where I saw Gwar the first time. It was at the
Really?
Chance, yeah.
Do you think I could get back in my car without ruining the interior after seeing Gwar?
No,
No.
Yes.
definitely not me.
Just bring a
Yeah.
towel.
Don't
Or
forget
change
to
your
bring a
clothes.
towel.
No,
We're going
forget
out
to
now.
bring
We're
a
gonna have
towel.
a change of clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
wait,
true.
Yeah.
We
You're a
already
towel.
changed, so-
And I'll just give you a warning ahead of time. The fake blood does stain your skin. You will be pink the following day.
Okay,
So plan ahead.
Nice.
my quick question: does it dry brown or does it dry red?
It dries.
Pink?
It kind of stains red. It doesn't. It's not crusty. It's water based.
Brutal.
But yeah, the jizz typically doesn't leave. Human and alien don't typically leave stains. It's really the blood. The blood leaves you kind of pinkish.
Yeah, I can
You look like you have a
imagine so.
sunburn the next day. So
I'm also excited for Hatebreed. I've not seen Hatebreed yet. I am
I saw them
ready.
with Slipknot in Pennsylvania.
Did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're pretty good.
That's awesome.
That was awesome.
I'm ready to get my butt kicked and also kick butt during Hatebreed.
Broke my ankle at that show. Was trying to get up to
Brutal.
the pit.
no, bro, you're gonna take it easy.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm
You're
on
on
tour.
tour.
Oh,
You can't fuck up
Yeah.
these. The money makers.
I can't
true.
wait. I got my knee brace again and like the cane. 'Cause
Yeah.
I have this cane that also doubles as a seat. So I just walk in with a knee brace like last year, and then I'm just walking with that. And then the easiest thing was, if we wanted to crowd surf, all we had to do was kick it out and just jump up. And then in between show, everyone was sitting on the floor, but I actually had a very comfortable seat.
Well done. Well done.
Oh yeah, speaking of crowd surfing, another thing, we're gonna do this during like one of the more lighter bands, like either during like the Ataris or Hawthorne Heights or Silverstein. We're gonna get footage of it too. Our buddy Alan's filming the whole tour and making a documentary. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it's a new idea that I claimed. Nobody else has done it yet, but putting this out there so somebody might steal it before we do it, but hopefully not. Crowd surf race. So I'm gonna get every single band member together, and we're gonna all start at the same time. Have 5 people lift us up into the air, and the first one to the barricade wins some sort of prize. And it's
Genius. Genius.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Word of advice with crowd surfing though: if you're a guy, don't like go on your stomach.
Oh yeah,
You
good
can
point.
imagine why.
Tie your shoes too. My
Yeah,
fri-
tie your
I
shoes,
threw my
yeah.
friend up and he came back with one
Look.
shoe.
Look, sometimes people touch your dingle while you're crowd
Sometimes
surfing.
they pick you up by it. And
Yeah.
it hurts really bad.
Look.
I just grab you by the.
Wear a cup.
It's
Wear a
just,
cup.
it's what happens.
I got
okay?
a sprout.
I don't know. A family's on the line, future family. On the
Yeah,
line.
you're right. Yeah,
Like,
okay.
just go on your back. It's simple as that.
Cool. All right.
Touch your butt.
Stay hydrated.
And stay
All summer.
hydrated. Yeah, bring a water bottle while you're jumping on
Sunblock,
stage, so you
yeah.
can apply sunblock while you're stage diving.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Don't want your
be like-
stomach to get sunburned. Just chug that stuff.
It's
Yeah.
got to be like always sunny. You got to drink the sunblock.
Yep.
Oh,
It's gonna be a weird tour.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're gonna we're gonna make the documentary and we're gonna put it on YouTube for free so everybody can see it. So it's gonna be a good time.
Cool. When you do that, send us the link. We'll share it.
Oh, thank you.
Cool.
Definitely
All right.
follow our Snapchats and social
Thank you, John.
medias for that.
SoundCloud. I don't think you said that.
As well.
Oh yeah, good call, Colin.
Cool. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, John.
I guess fuck it. We'll play your song again here on the podcast.
Sure.
Let's play a song from our original demo. This song is called "Not Now, Chief."
I'm in the zone.
Do you have to say it like that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have to say
No,
it?
no,
Whenever
you
you
did.
Alright.
announce it.
Well, this is We Tonight. We take the night with their song. Not now, Chief. I'm in the zone.
Yeah, boy.
Your mom's box.
Every day I find myself stumbling on the memories I wish would be put to rest with every single chance I get. Chance I got back, 'cause you won't say.
Grrr.
Is that your horse noise?
That's my horse noise.
That's terrible.
All right, so that's the podcast for this month. We'll be back again next month with with a regular No, we do more of a whinny.
Oh, that's right.
That's a totally different horse
It's on
noise.
your computer, though. It's not,
Yeah, I know.
don't
I know.
make that noise. You can't. No human can just make the majestic noise of a horse.
I disagree. We'll be back next month with some stuff. So until then, I'm JB.
I'm Berto.
Thanks.
Bye. Having like a moment of silence for
Yeah, I don't know.
or something.
I don't know.